because like I said, they are very fragile. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing some myth busting and talking about the infamous Animal Crossing tarantula in real life, because I have four. Not four tarantulas, I have like probably 80 tarantulas, but I have four of the kind of tarantula that I believe is in the Animal Crossing game. And I'm going to show you guys my Mexican red knee tarantulas. So what this video was kind of inspired by is I love Animal Crossing and I love tarantulas, so what did I do? I went and got an Animal Crossing tarantula tattoo. And so when I got this tattoo, I was super duper happy with it. I was super excited about it, and I wanted to share it online into some Animal Crossing groups. And so there was this one specific group that I tried to share it to, and it was denied. And then I tried to share it again, and it was declined again, and they said they wanted like a trigger warning because it was a tarantula. So I understand that arachnophobia is a thing. In fact, I have a definition if you want to listen real quick.
Arachnophobia is defined by the APA as a persistent and irrational fear of spiders. And it's important to note that this doesn't refer to just a general distaste or fear of spiders, but one that is clinically significant. In the DSM-5, it is actually defined as a mental health disorder underneath the category of specific phobias, the criteria of which include that there is marked fear or anxiety about a specific object or situation. It almost always provokes immediate fear or anxiety. It is avoided or endured with intense fear or anxiety. The fear or anxiety is out of proportion to the actual danger posed by the specific object or situation and to the sociocultural context. It is persistent, typically lasting for 6 months or more, and it causes clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning.
That's my friend Quentin, by the way. Go check out his channel. It's linked down below. Thank you. But basically, they declined it and they wanted a trigger warning. Okay, so I ended up typing like a really long paragraph about the Mexican red knee tarantula in real life, how I believe that is the tarantula in the game, and how the game kind of plays a little bit on arachnophobia to make it a little bit more entertaining. But in real life, the Mexican red knee tarantula is anything but vicious. So I kind of did a little bit of myth busting. And what happened when I submitted that post? I was banned. They literally banned me from the group, blocked me from the group. So I thought I would just make an entire video dedicated to the Animal Crossing tarantula in real life, just to kind of help people learn and educate them, and how the game gets things right, and how sometimes they might make things a little bit more dramatic for entertainment purposes. So I kind of know that I'm talking to two different audiences with this video. I'm talking to my regular audience who probably knows a lot already, and I'm talking to people who play Animal Crossing that might not be familiar at all with tarantulas. But for those of you who do not know, what is Animal Crossing? So basically you come to a completely deserted island and you make it your own world. You can't really win, you can't lose, but you do kind of have goals throughout the game. You collect fossils, art, catch fish, insects, and of course you catch some arachnids. And it's all pretty accurate. Like, the art is based off real art. The insects are based off real insects. The fossils are based off real fossils.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
So Blathers is an owl who runs the museum, and it's kind of a joke in the game because he's like terrified of all insects and arachnids. He's very arachnophobic, he's afraid of butterflies, and it's just like a fun little character trait that they gave him. Now, despite the fact that Blathers is terrified of tarantulas, they do have a bug lover in the game, and that is Flick. And as you see, I am rocking his shirt today because he is literally my favorite character in the game, to no surprise, of course. So Flick is an insect arachnid enthusiast. He's an artist. Yeah, he's the best. So the game actually gets a lot of things right. The game is in real time. So say it's April 2nd, 2021. In my game, if I picked it up right now, it would be April 2nd, 2021. Here, tarantulas are coming out. And also in the game, tarantulas are coming out. They are seasonal. Now, this is another kind of accurate trait. When you see a tarantula in the game, you can approach them, and as soon as they see you, they will start threat posing. This is a really cool trait because, as you know, tarantulas in real life actually do threat pose when they are feeling threatened. If you get too close to the tarantula, or if you go try to catch it with your net and you miss, the tarantula will strike you. And before they strike you, sometimes they'll send you on a little chase and you can try to escape, but they're pretty fast. And if you get bit, there's no real consequences, much like in real life. You kind of pass out in the game and wake up at your house. There's no like loss of anything. You just kind of passed out from a tarantula bite. So there are definitely some accuracies in this game, like the threat posing and the fact that they will strike if you continuously mess with them. But is a tarantula going to chase you ever? No, they will not chase you. In fact, tarantula's eyesight is terrible. I can't imagine that a tarantula would be able to chase anything besides insects, but they're gonna chase an insect because, you know, they feel those vibrations and stuff. But if you're a whole big human, they are not going to run after you. I'm sorry. So I'm actually going to introduce you to my 4 Mexican red knees, but before we do, I just wanted to give a little bit more of accurate information. So I believe that the game's tarantula is based off of the Mexican red knee tarantula, or the Brachypelma hamori, or Brachypelma smithi. They're both really similar, but they're just different species. Now this is where it gets interesting. So the Brachypelma hamori, the Brachypelma smithi, they are some of the most docile tarantulas that you can get. They are very reluctant to bite anything besides their prey. The only thing that you would kind of notice is the fact that they can kick urticating hairs, which the game does mention when you give Blathers the tarantula. So they did kind of pay attention to that. Now, although the game does portray them as aggressive, they are not aggressive tarantulas at all. They are defensive. That means that they are going to defend themselves and their territory. As long as you don't give them a reason to feel threatened, they would never threat pose or bite you, again, unless you're directly messing with them. And then the other thing I just want to mention is that their venom is nothing medically significant. In fact, probably your average house spider would be more venomous than a Mexican red knee tarantula. Other than the fact that their fangs are larger, they would probably give you some sort of mechanical damage, but the venom would be nothing to worry about. I'm sure there's probably someone out there somewhere who might be allergic to it, but other than that, it's not something to worry about, and it definitely wouldn't be something to make you pass out and wake up at your house. Again, that's just the game kind of giving a little bit of an entertaining twist to tarantulas, but it's not actually like that, of course. So now that I've kind of cleared all of that up, I did want to introduce you guys to my 4 Mexican red knee tarantulas. I have 3 Brachypelma hamori and 1 Brachypelma smithi, and I thought we could go ahead and try feeding them also, because who doesn't want a feeding clip? All right, so first up, we have my Brachypelma hamori sling. So this is what they look like as babies. See, right down in here, and it's still pretty small. As you see, it's super duper tiny. Now at this size, they are almost completely harmless, unless you're a worm. Then they kind of are a little harmful. Let's see if this thing can take down a big worm. I don't know. Ooh, I think we're too scared of this worm. Drop it right there. Nope. So as you see, the spider is afraid of a worm this size. Very terrifying. Let's save this for another tarantula. Okay, you guys have been asking like crazy about Peaches, so I thought I would go ahead and show you guys how she's doing. So here she is. She's looking pretty great. I think she might be in pre-molt, but she could still be hungry, so we could try. It looks like she's afraid of the worm too. Very scary, very, very scary worm. All right, so I guess you do not want the worm either. But as you guys see, look at her. She is beautiful. She is doing really well. And then notice she still has not molted and gotten her pedipalp back, but it does kind of look like she is in pre-molt if you look at her black bottom and the fact that she is refusing food. So that probably means that a molt is coming, and that probably means she's going to start growing that pedipalp back. Now, good thing I am getting them all out today to check, because I just noticed that this little girl did not eat her cricket, which can pose a threat to them. As you see, as we are finding out more and more as this video goes on, there are quite a lot of things that are a threat to them, especially food that they don't eat. This is probably the most threatening. Now, this one is Stella, and she's one of my most docile tarantulas. She might be a little quick. Now this is the best way to kind of coax a tarantula out. You don't want to use your hands, so we will just carefully guide her into this cup, just like this. So now you don't want to handle tarantulas a ton because they are very fragile. So if you do handle one, make sure that it is close to a surface in case they fall. Because like I said, they are very fragile. You don't want them to fall. You want them to be very calm. very, very gently hold them, just like this. Check that out. And this is about the extent of what they will do. They just kind of find a spot to hang out. So, as you see, very gentle, very friendly. So, the other three that we just looked at are Brachypelma hamori, which are the more common version of the Mexican red knee tarantula. But this species is the Brachypelma smethi, and this is a much more rare tarantula species. There's really not any major differences between them visually. So I'm just gonna guess that she is not gonna come out. Yeah. She's way back there. I don't think she's gonna come out. But this is her enclosure, and I will try to feed her though. She might actually be hungry. Maybe we can coax her out with one of these worms. Oh, she actually is in threat pose. She's not coming out. She's not eating. Okay, we'll leave her alone. As you see, very, very aggressive. Just chased me all around the house. But in reality, this is what they want to do. This is all they want to do, is they just want to hide in their enclosures and feel secure. They're scared of us. Sometimes they're scared of their food. They're just really shy and gentle creatures. So I hope that this video helped, and I hope that you guys enjoyed. Oh, by the way, this one's name is Luna. But yeah, I really hope that this video helped you guys understand that the Animal Crossing game is accurate in a lot of ways, but there's also inaccuracies, things that they kind of made more dramatic for entertainment and for the game purposes, which I personally love the game. I love how they've done everything. Not super happy how they've portrayed the tarantula because, you know, it kind of plays on that arachnophobia, but it does make the game more fun. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Like this video if you did. Subscribe if you're not and you want to be. Don't forget I have an Instagram that I use probably way too much. It's at Tarantula.Kat. You can go follow me there. I also have a Patreon, podcast, and a Teespring. It is all linked down below. I will see you guys soon. Let's get into some Patreon pet pics.